Here are top 5 of the worst disasters caused by consulting firms. Okay, number 4, the case of Enron. You've probably heard of Enron. It's this massive energy company that essentially collapsed in 2001 and became a major case study for corporate fraud. Do you know who was at the forefront of it? It was McKinsey. They were basically the architect of this. They pitched this concept called asset light, but what it actually means is don't own anything, keep your assets and liabilities off the books so that your debt doesn't show up. And Enron ran with this idea. They basically created fake companies, faked their profits, and their stock prices eventually skyrocketed until they didn't. One of McKinsey's partners became active CEO of Enron during this whole debacle. Thousands of people lost their retirement savings, thousands of people lost their jobs, and how did McKinsey come out? They just rebranded the framework. They were unscathed. They were fine. Okay, number 3, the Swiss Air situation. Back in the 90s, McKinsey told Swiss Air, hey, do you want to become an aviation god? Why don't you buy every failing airline in Europe? And they did exactly that. They bought a ton of failing airlines and carriers across Europe. But surprise, the airlines were money pits. There was no integration plan. Leadership essentially pushed costs through the roof. By 2001, Swiss Air essentially ran out of cash while their planes were in air. I'm not kidding, they couldn't even bring their fleets home. Flights were stranded at random airports, crew was unpaid, passengers were confused, but hey, McKinsey essentially collected their checks before takeoff. Okay, number 2, the NHS IT meltdown. So imagine spending $12 billion on an IT system that no one uses. That's what happened to the NHS in the UK when consultants advised them to create an IT system that helps track patient records. It was supposed to be the biggest civilian IT project in history, except it failed. It failed really, really bad. It was constantly broken. It was years behind schedule. The doctors hated it so much they flat out just refused to use it. After spending billions of dollars in taxpayer money, the project was eventually scrapped. It was literally deleted. And how were the consultants? They were fine. They were probably just sipping on their margaritas with taxpayer money in a beach somewhere. Definitely not in England. Okay, in first place, it's the firing frenzy. In the 90s, a group of consultants at McKinsey advised General Electric to rank all their employees in order and fire the bottom 10% every year, no exceptions. Jack Welch loved the idea, so much so that every year people got the axe, even if they were doing fine. The workplace turned into a war zone. Everyone started eventually backstabbing each other, hoarding information, and even sabotaging teammates so that they would stay off the chopping block. Innovation died and trust was gone. Eventually, though, General Electric ditched the system because they realized that they started a company wide panic spiral. The consultants involved, though, they were, I guess they were chilling.